Welcome to my channel, and I'm back with you once again with another video of Microsoft Flight Simulator. In this video today I'm going to tell you how to fly directly towards an approach using a heading. In the videos before that I've been doing, I've been flying towards the approach using the flight plan, using all the waypoints in a flight plan. But today it's going to be slightly different. I will be flying towards an approach using a heading, because in some cases the ATC might give you a heading to fly towards an approach. This can be easily done in the Airbus A320, and right now as you can see I'm using the Fenix Airbus A320 and I'm flying from Lahore to Islamabad. It's a very short flight, roughly for I think less than 45 minutes of flight time, and right now I'm going towards the top of climb. As you can see, this is the top of climb, and just right after the top of climb there is a top of descent. At this point, the moment I'll start my descent, I will also tell you how to fly directly towards an approach using a heading. In my videos before, I have told you how to fly directly towards any waypoint, and that video is there on my YouTube channel. In those videos you can see that you can select any waypoint and you can just fly directly towards that waypoint. But as I have mentioned before, today we are going to do something different and use the heading. So before the landing, as we'll have a very short time over here, I'll go over here in the performance and next phase, and I will enter the approach information over here in the performance tab. And the QNH for the Islamabad International Airport will be, let's check the weather at arrival, and the QNH will be 1004. So let's enter 1004. This is important for the autopilot. The temperature will be 29 degrees centigrade, so 29, and the wind is already coming. All the information is there. Flaps will be full on landing. The final approach speed will be 139 knots, and the barrow, you can get it from here. If you go to Navigraph, you can import the flight plan, and for the Islamabad International Airport I will be using 28 left. So let's look for 28 left Yankee. This is the runway, and over here you can see that ILS will be for the DA H. This information you have to pick it up from here. The barrow will be 1947 and radio will be 200. So you have to enter this. It has to be entered for the calculation of the minimums and for the calculation of the height. Sorry, I just forgot. It's 1947. Because the altitude coming over here is compared with the sea level, but as Islamabad is 1947 feet above the ground, that the runway that we're going to touch down at, it's 1947 feet above the sea level. That's why we have to do this adjustment, so that during the approach the altitude is calculated properly. Now this is done, and the right now plane is moving towards SLT Sialkot, which is a VOR in our flight plan. And the moment after I'll start my descent, I will then try to fly directly towards the approach using the heading. Right now the plane is in an open climb, or maybe I can just go for a managed climb. And right now the speed is managed by the autopilot, and the heading is also selected by the autopilot. So right now I'm practically doing nothing except for entering the information in the flight management system and guidance system. Right now the plane is at 22,000 feet. Now the plane has crossed the top of climb point, and right now the plane is cruising at 25,000 feet towards the top of descent. Before I start my descent, I would just like to tell you one thing, that there is a difference between flying directly towards a waypoint and then flying towards the approach on a heading. The difference is this, that if you are flying towards any waypoint directly, it's part of the flight plan, and it's already entered in the MCDU, which is the multifunction control and display unit, and all the constraints are given over here, and that what altitude and the speed the plane should be at different waypoints. But once you start traveling towards the approach on a heading, because I'll just show you, I'll try to show you over here. So this is the runway. So what I'll do is this: once I'll move towards this approach on a heading, I will draw a straight line over here. I will show you how to do that, and then I will turn the plane towards the right side in the heading given by the ATC. If you're using VATSIM, I think you will experience that. So the flight plan will no longer be in place till the point the plane is at the given waypoint in the flight plan. So the flight plan will be overridden automatically. So that's the issue. And in this case, you cannot fly towards the approach in a managed mode. The plane will automatically go into a selected mode the moment I'll change the heading, till the time I am at the given waypoint. So there are different waypoints before the runway, and let's pick. Let's say let's go over here. It will be easy to see it over here. So this is the final descent point, F12LY, C12LY. So I would like to travel C12. Sorry, it's not C12, it's CI2LY and FI2LY. I don't know why I was reading it one. So I will try to fly towards that. And let's see what the altitude should be at this point. It should be 5,000 feet. So my descent should be 5,000. The descent altitude over here. And now I will start the descent as I have crossed, almost about to cross the top of descent. So this is one point you have to keep in mind. Initially, when I was trying this flight, I kept the altitude to be 2,000 feet, and I just forgot that once the plane will start to move towards the heading, obviously the plane will keep on descending and descending, because the moment you will switch this point towards the selected mode, the plane will actually not follow the constraints. It will no longer be in the managed mode. It will be in the selected mode. So right now you can see the descent has started, and the target altitude is 6,000 feet as per the constraint over here. If I'll turn on the constraints, you can see that at this point the plane should be at 6,000 feet. But as I'm going to avoid this point, I'm going to fly towards the approach in a straight line. That's why I've set it 5,000. You will see the moment I'll change it towards direct, this thing will happen. Now let's go to this option direct and select this option CI2LY and radial in. So radial in is automatically given. It's actually the heading towards the runway is 278 degrees. That is the heading of this runway. So the reciprocal heading is 98. So let's select this option, and you will see a straight line has been drawn over here in the flight plan, not this one, the blue one. Go for this yellow, I think, if I'm not wrong. Very bad with the colors. Okay, so just accept this, and you will see that the flight plan has now changed, and the plane is just going straight, and the heading is now started to appear over here, as we are going to fly towards this approach based on the heading. So I'm going to now fly directly towards this line, and I'm going to intercept it at some point, and then the plane will start to fly towards the approach automatically. So let's see. The moment this green line will intercept this point, you will see an intercept point over here. That is the point where the plane is going to intercept this straight line. It's really interesting. And you can see that this indicator is also coming that by this point the plane will be at 5,000 feet, because now the plane is not descending in a managed mode, it is in the selected mode. And I can select the vertical speed. Let's reduce the vertical speed. Let's set it at let's say 1500 feet. And now you can see that the intercept point is coming. So the heading I've selected as 356 degrees, but let's say I try to be at 10 degrees. So as I've told you before, that this will be totally dependent upon the ATC, that what heading they are giving you. Right now I'm just setting it at 10 degrees because I just want to intercept this point and then go forward. So by this point the plane will be at 5,000 feet with the rate that I am descending right now. Can I use the manage mode? You can see the manage mode is not getting selected as the plane is descending in an open descent. Okay, so that's the reason. Let's see if we can do this. I will set it to 1500. Initially when I tried it, I didn't know what will actually happen, and by this point the plane was at 2,000 feet, which is not right, because the constraint is 5,000. So if I try to decrease the range, you can see all this information. So after this point, the intercept point, the plane will automatically turn towards left. You don't have to worry about that, and the plane will follow the flight path and everything will be good. So right now, as per the descent profile, we are slightly lower than the the profile. It means the rate of descent is slightly high. So let's reduce it. Sorry, I just clicked the wrong button. You just have to keep an eye on the descent. This is the vertical deviation point. This point should be between these two lines over here. If this point is over here, it means you are lower than the descent profile, and if it is here, it means you are higher than the descent profile, and if it's in between, it means you are following the proper descent profile as per the autopilot. So the soon plane will be intercepting this point. Right now it's 16,000 feet. The transition altitude is, if I'm not wrong, it's 12,000 feet or 14,000 feet for Islamabad International Airport. Soon we have to set the QNH over here. So let's see what happens. This can be useful during a missed approach if you are doing a go around or any other case. So it's a very good feature. I just explored it few days back, and I just really love this feature. You can easily do a go around right now. If you want to do it, you can do it yourself. You can try different things. As you can see that now we are higher than the descent profile, so I can increase the vertical speed, or rather decrease it further, so that the rate of descent is higher. Just have to manage this. Now let's set it to 1200. And one more thing, you can go to progress and you can enter the runway information over here. OPIS 28 left, It will give you the distance to the runway. That's 42 nautical miles. It's actually in a straight line, so it's not like this, you go straight and then left. It's actually a straight line. So if you travel in a straight line, it's 42.5 nautical miles away. But the actual distance as per the flight plan is, sorry, you go over here and you can see it's 43 nautical miles. Just managing the descent manually because I don't want to miss anything. But once the plane intercepts this line, the straight line, then everything will be good. Now you will see the magic over here. It's really an amazing feature, and I'm just really loving it. And here you go. You can see just right before the intercept point, the plane automatically started to turn towards the approach or the runway. And this is amazing. So we are lower than the descent profile, and by this point the plane will be following the descent profile as per the autopilot. Let's see if I can manage. Now the descent is in the manage mode. As you can see, I've changed it. Just click it once more, and now the plane will actually follow the descent profile as per the flight management system. As you can now see that this dot has started to appear over here. Initially it was not, and right now the plane is no longer in the open descent. I'm not managing the vertical speed. It's been managed by the autopilot, and now the plane will actually follow all the constraints and the speed and everything. So now everything is good. As you can see now that the altitude that I've set over here is 2,000 feet. That is the altitude that I'm going to descend to. But right now over here in the flight director, you will see it's flight level 370, 3,700, because it's as per the constraint over here. The plane should be at 3,700 feet. Now let's change it to QNH. Let's see what the weather is. I just forgot the QNH. It's 1004 at Islamabad International Airport. So let's set it to 1004. And here you go. And over here also. And that's it. So right now you can see the vertical deviation point is coming over here in the middle, because right now the plane is actually following the descent profile, and everything is looking good so far. And this is the runway. This is the deceleration point. Another deceleration point, because at this point the plane will be crossing the 10,000 feet mark, and the speed will reduce to 250 knots. Let's see if it happens. And now you can see the autopilot has set the speed to 250 knots, and the speed is dropping. And as I'm below 10,000 feet, I can turn this LS option on. Let's turn this on so that you can see the ILS indicators over here on the primary flight display. And plus, if you go to performance, you can also activate the approach phase if you want. Let's activate that just right before the deceleration point, and the speed will drop further. And then you can also take the flaps at this point. This is the green dot speed, the optimum speed, the best drag to lift ratio in a clean configuration without any flaps. But below this point you have to take flaps. So as you have seen this thing, that as I was moving towards the approach using a heading, the plane went into the selected mode, the autopilot, and then I just adjusted the vertical speed and all the altitude and everything. And then once that line was intercepted, the plane started to follow the managed mode. You have to turn it on, but it can follow then the managed mode because it's as per the flight plan, and the plane then follows all the constraints and everything. I'm not going to land this plane because I just want to keep this video short, and I hope you can do it now. If you've got any questions, do type your questions in the comment section. I try to answer all the questions in a very short time, but if there is a delay or if I am unable to give you an answer, kindly accept my apologies in advance. If you've got any feedback, you want to add anything to it, your comments are there, and you can give me your feedback. That's it. Thank you very much for staying with me. Hope to see you soon.